In this case, we have a soccer player who gave a vigorous kick before his muscles were warmed up, resulting in this injury. Instead of the usual 3 to 6 month recovery period, this soccer player was back on the field playing his sport in just 1 week and 4 treatments. There is a significant application to this therapy in the professional sports world, and many of the professional teams are now incorporating laser therapy in healing their athletes. The accelerated healing times and reduced risk of re-injury are priceless to them. Here we have a hyperextension injury of a thumb. If you look at the upper left picture, you'll see bruising, swelling, and purpling of that left thumb. This would normally take 2 to 3 months to heal, quite painful and uncomfortable to go through. The pictures on the right side show a normal thumb. The bruising is gone, the swelling is reduced, and we've got full range of motion after just 7 consecutive days of treatment. Here we have a condition that affects many people, degenerative osteoarthritis. This 74-year-old gentleman has osteoarthritis affecting all the fingers in both hands, causing considerable deformity in his fingers. The resulting swelling, sometimes called sausage digits, shows there is a lot of inflammation in those fingers. This gentleman found it painful to close his fists, and his fine motor skills were severely reduced, unable to do up his buttons, unable to hold onto a spoon. You can appreciate that your quality of life really begins to suffer when you're unable to dress or feed yourself. The picture on the right shows the same gentleman after laser treatment. The deformity still remains in the joints, but we're seeing a considerable reduction in the swelling. He now has, after 12 treatments, fully normal range of motion. He's able to make a fist again. He has no pain and has complete grip strength restored. This gentleman can once again do up his own buttons and hold onto a spoon. So his quality of life is greatly improved as he is no longer dependent on others for his personal care. Here we have an ankle sprain or a lateral fibulocollateral ligament tear. This is a partial tear of the outside ligament in the ankle, a very common injury. Patients with this injury who came to us prior to our use of laser therapy were counseled that it would be 3 to 6 months of treatment and that the ankle would be prone to re-injury in the future. Now, with the laser, we're able to do a rapid turnaround and rapid healing of these injuries. And in this case, after just 6 weeks and 13 treatments, the partially torn ligament is fully healed and the patient is back to their normal activities with no lingering pain. This patient has a keloid scar formation, and the pictures say it all. With 12 treatments over 2 weeks, that scar is completely gone. With a fresh scar, we can usually heal it so that it's almost impossible to find where it was. There is an application for laser therapy in some chronic skin conditions such as dermatitis, eczema, and psoriasis. In this profile, we have a picture of a young individual suffering eczema affecting the inner elbows and fingers. Many of these skin conditions are what are sometimes called a dermatologist's dream because the patient never gets better. These lifetime patients are subjected to a variety of prescription medicines, lotions, and potions which are able to calm down the outbreaks but never fully resolve them. With the laser, we are able to considerably reduce the pain and inflammation associated with these outbreaks, and we usually see a reduction in the frequency of these outbreaks. This is very exciting for patients who have been suffering for years and years with these painful, irritating conditions, and here you can see this patient's outbreak was healed after just 6 treatments. This is a picture of a gentleman who is suffering with warts, common garden variety warts on the end of his thumb, a very uncomfortable location, exactly where it would cause the most interference with the use of his hands. For 3 years, this gentleman tried every medical remedy, including having the warts cut off or burnt off with liquid nitrogen. He tried all the over-the-counter remedies available, and still no positive result. The warts just continued to reappear. Eventually, he came for laser treatments, and you can see that after just 10 treatments, that wart is gone, never to reappear. Another excellent application for laser therapy is in the treatment of herpes or cold sores. You can see from the picture on the left side that this lady is suffering from an extensive outbreak of cold sores over her upper lip. Cold sores are a virus that reside in the trigeminal ganglion and outbreak when we're stressed, fatigued, or fighting some other illness. When they arrive, there's usually quite a bit of discomfort. They're often painful and they're embarrassing and unsightly. In the normal course, a cold sore will last 10 to 12 days. If we're able to get the laser onto the cold sore right at that beginning stage when people just begin to feel that tingling sensation that indicates a cold sore outbreak is imminent, the prodroma stage, we're often able to stop the outbreak. The photo on the right was taken after 2 treatments over just 3 days, and these photographs also show the change in how this woman feels about herself as a result of the treatment. With the cold sores gone, she's put on her makeup, she's wearing earrings, and she's had her hair cut, as opposed to the before picture in which her hair is undone and she has no makeup at all. So she's feeling considerably better after just 2 treatments. We've done a number of these cases in our office, and the results are very exciting. We're especially pleased that since we began treating herpes with laser therapy, none of our patients has ever had a recurrence. It remains to be seen if this is always the case, but the initial results are very encouraging. This is an elderly person suffering with dermal ulceration. With elderly people, as their circulation declines, they're prone to dermal ulcerations, a breakdown in the skin which results in these weeping ulcers. These ulcers are very painful and unsightly, and in this case has made it very difficult for this patient to put on his shoes and socks. Dermal ulcerations are very slow to heal, again because of the reduction in circulation. But after 5 treatments over 9 days, you can see from the photo on the right that this ulcer is completely healed up with pink new skin. This is a picture of bed sores. Bed sores are pressure sores that develop in patients who are confined to their wheelchair or bed. From the first picture on the left, you can see that these sores create very deep craters with quite a bit of infection. And once people develop bed sores, they usually have them for the rest of their lives because they are so notoriously hard to heal. Thankfully, bed sores respond well to laser therapy, and you can see that after 2 months of treatment, longer than most of our treatments with laser, these bed sores are almost completely healed up. The craters are filled in, there's no longer any sign of infection, and pink, fresh skin is forming. So this is a remarkable application for those that are bedridden or wheelchair-bound. This slide shows a wound immediately after surgery for a broken ankle. This gentleman broke his fibular head and required plating and pinning. Laser therapy is not affected by staples, pins, or plates, so we were able to start right away. After just 5 treatments, we think you'll agree that it's very difficult to see that scar. And not only are we healing the superficial tissues and the skin lesion, we're also helping to rapidly accelerate the healing of the fracture underneath. This elderly gentleman had a slip and fall resulting in a 3-inch laceration in his elbow. By rights he should have had stitches, but he didn't want to spend all day sitting in emergency and came instead for laser treatment. After just 3 treatments, the laceration is completely healed without a scar. The picture on the left shows a patient's post-childbirth stretch marks. The lady was given 3 treatments over 8 days, and her abdomen is considerably improved in appearance and looking very toned.